Trudy Mason sitting in for Aaron, and we bring you now the story of a guy who had an experience which could well have been really soul-crushing, the type of experience that could have derailed him very badly in life, but it did not. And now you may have seen him on TV. We welcome to the show Mactar Mbaye. Thanks for joining us on Montreal Now.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about what you were doing in a Tim Hortons in Laval in February of 2016.
I had a startup, a company in estimation of construction, and then I was hiring a girl from the college that I just graduated. And then someone in the Tim Hortons called the police saying that I was recruiting a woman into prostitution. At the time, I was so shocked because I didn't understand how I could be perceived as a pimp. And then I realized it was because of the color of my skin, you know. So that's what happened.
And did the police come and talk to you?
Yeah, they came and talked to me, and at the same time, they even them, because they asked me for my IDs, for my business cards, and all of that, and I gave it to them, and they were like, "This is so stupid. We're sorry." And even then, they realized how stupid the situation was. But they said they had to. If someone called them, they have to come. You know.
Did you end up filing a complaint about the profiling?
No, because we don't know who called. And at the time, I'm going to be honest with you, overnight I had so much attention. Like all the journal, all the TV station were writing to me. And at some point I was like, you know what? I just want it to stop because it was overwhelming for a 23 years old. Overnight, everybody knows you. That was overwhelming.
And you had plans, too. If you were involved in a startup, you had other stuff on your mind, I'm assuming, too. You were trying to get a business going.
Exactly. So I just wanted it to stop. And at the same time, now in the street, people were recognizing me and say, "Oh, are you the guy from the Tim Hortons?" So for me, it was like, you know what? I want everything to shut down. But now that I'm a little bit older, I understand that I should have, did something else. But I'm proud of how I react, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished since.
How did you get where you are today, which is pretty well known on TV?
Basically since then, because my name is Mactar, right? And Mac, in English, it's, you could call a pimp a Mac, right? So basically all my friends were making fun of me, like, "Oh, your name is Mactar, and then you got, stopped for like being a pimp or something like that." So I was like, you know what? Let's try to find a positive side of this story. And I started a YouTube channel called The Real Estate Mac. Because I'm all about real estate. I'm buying properties, renovate them, and sell them back. And now I own more than 53 apartments. So I was like, you know what? Let's try to make it positive. And because of my YouTube channel, I got the attention from AGTV, and they said, "Oh, we love your energy on YouTube. So are you willing to do a show with us and all that?" So it turned out that nasty situation. Now my dream was coming true because of it.
And tell us about Hoarder House Flippers.
Basically, it's 3 teams around Canada who are buying hoarder houses, a type of house that people are usually scared of. But we're buying it, do a great show with it, and renovate them and sell them back. And that's a pretty good show because you have hoarders, and then you have the renovation, the before and after. So people really liked it.
You do that show with your brothers. What is your what are each of your areas of expertise?
I'm doing it with my brothers. I have my big brother Issa, who's more into finance, so he's the one taking care of all the math behind the project. Because me, I have the vision, but sometimes my vision could be expensive. So I always have my big brother to help me out around with the budget. And then you have my brother Kadim, who's a former CFL player, who's here to give me some support, even some design tips. Anything related to demolition, he's the one that wants to do it.
Yeah, the former CFL player I could see with a sledgehammer in his hand doing the demolition. I'm just wondering if the aftermath of that racial profiling could have gone very differently for you. Do you sometimes think about that if you hadn't had that groundswell of support, if you had just been left to stew in your own thoughts about how humiliating it was, you're looking to hire someone, you're doing a job interview for your company, and the police come and say, oh yeah, we think you're a pimp trying to recruit a prostitute.
Yeah.
Do you think about that sometimes, about how it could have gone another way for you?
Yeah, absolutely, because there's two ways to take that. For me, it was motivation. I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to, like my mom always told us when we were young, don't ever fit into the stereotype, right? So that was my mentality. But if, example, there's someone that was a little bit more in a situation where they were like crushed by it, and maybe they would stop everything that they were doing, they would lose confidence in themselves, it could happen, right? Because we all act differently in certain situations, right? So it could have gone that way, but I decided to use it as motivation. And that's my advice for anybody who lives something difficult like that. Use it as a motivation.
Tell me about the Youth Rising Estate Foundation, which you launched last year.
Yeah, I launched it with two of my partners, Thierry Joubert, who's a real estate investor, and Jean Pascal, who's a five-time world champion in boxing. And basically, it's for the youngster in between 14 and 21 who wants to learn a lot about the financial literacy and basics in real estate. Because real estate literally changed my life. And for me, it's important at that young age. If you could understand everything related to that, it's perfect. So it's going to help you to dive into the real world, if I could say it, because this is the type of stuff we don't learn in school. And I think we should learn those type of stuff in school.
You're in your 30s now? Early 30s?
I'm 32. Yeah, I'm 32.
32. And how many apartments do you own again?
53.
You're the guy to be helping people at the Youth Rising Estate Fund. That's really a wonderful initiative, especially at a time when I think young people are being taught to be afraid of real estate, like it's something they can't afford. Oh, you'll never afford to be able to do that. And you're there to tell them that they can?
Exactly, because real estate now, let's be honest, it's expensive, depending on where you are in Canada. But example, in Toronto and Vancouver, it's more expensive than here in Montreal. But in Montreal, it's still expensive, right? So we teach them how they could even buy with friends, with family. Like there's other way that you can have access to property. And let's be honest, real estate is the best way to get rich eventually in your life, because the value that it takes during the time, like, there's nothing else that you can have like that. Maybe sometimes some people are going to say the market, but for me, I'm a real estate guy 100%.
Yeah, you know, we've had the conversations at home with my kids too. Buying a place is the way you start to build your personal wealth. It's the ground level, you know.
Exactly.
And the bonus is you get a roof over your head too, so you're out of the cold.
And everybody will always look to live somewhere. That's a fact. Everybody will always look to live somewhere, so you're sure it's a sure market.
Mactar, thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck with Youth Rising. Best of luck with Hoarder House Flippers.
Thank you so much for having me.
We've been talking to Mactar Mbaye. Watch for him on HGTV. And once again, that foundation, Youth Rising Estate Foundation.